it's a scam. I knew it was a scam, but I bought it knowing it was a scam. But it depends on what's in here that will decide whether or not.
Has anybody done any social media posting showing that they got a bottle?
There's one person, two people have to comment. One said, I'm so excited for this to arrive. And the other one said, not worth it. I got a bunch of junk.
Welcome to episode 58 of the Whiskey and Whitetails podcast. Today is January 31st, and I am your host, Gus, and this is
Matt.
And as always, if you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, meaning you've been here before, thanks for continuing to come back and hang out with us. As always, you can check out our cool stuff that we make and sell and peddle, if you will.
Pedestal.
At whiskeyandwhitetails.com. You can use code podcast to save 20% off.
Or if it makes you feel special, you can also use code Valentine.
Ooh.
For Valentine's Day and save 20% as well.
And if you're single, you can buy yourself something.
Yeah, that's what I did.
I'm not single. 2022, you know, it's like you don't have to have a Valentine's.
No, you definitely don't. Gender is a construct.
Okay, anyway, we're moving on. Lots to talk about today.
Yeah, I don't know where we should start, but one thing I wanted to get out of the way was a gross fact of the week that I had to deal with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I push the button?
No, fact.
Oh, just a fact.
No, gross fact. Not a fact. Not a fact. Not the fact of the week, just a gross.
Oh, okay, sorry. You got me excited there, man.
No, not yet.
Well, do tell. Now I'm excited.
Just a gross fact that happened to me. So Gus and I, being on camera as much as we are, we're both like, hey, gym time. So that, I like to work out in the January through April time frame for mental health. And so I spend a lot of time in the gym, not a lot, but I love saunas and sauna. So I work out and I go sit in the sauna.
Yeah.
And saunas are disgusting. Like it's wood, it's porous, it's gross. If you look between the cracks, you can see, I don't know if it's mold or like belly button lint. I don't know. There's just stuff in between the cracks, So nice. I go in there and I wear clothes. I wear Crocs, but you'll see people come in and out of the sauna, no flip-flops, nothing. It's like
old dudes.
Yeah, it's just gross, man.
You
should. I watch people come in there and just spit on the floor while they're in the sauna, and then people walk through it. Like some dude I'll at least wait for the sweat to dry before I go sit down on the bench. I'm not going to sit in somebody else's sweaty bench.
Yeah.
And then I go home and immediately shower, wash my clothes. Like it's foul.
Yep.
So I see some crazy shit in there. So yesterday, I looked up, we had never mind. The cussing thing, apparently YouTube algorithms it. So like if you use a lot of cuss words, then you are ranked lower. I didn't know that they were listening to the whole podcast. Or whatever.
The AI is?
Yeah.
That's silly. All right. So I'll limit the words.
Yeah, the F words I think we got. But anyway, so I was in there in the sauna and this guy walked in, older dude. And he had a razor in his hand, and I just thought maybe his shower bag. I don't know. So I'm sitting there looking at him. There it is.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. And so I'm sitting there watching him, and so he sits down. When he starts to sweat, he takes his razor and he starts shaving his head.
Yeah.
Like shaving his head in the sauna, and then he takes it and beats it on the bench, the disgusting bench we already discussed here, and then back to his head. Beats the hair out, and then he starts shaving his face.
In the sauna.
I'm appalled.
Is he using anything on his skin?
No, just sweat. Just as he's sweating, he's shaving and then beating the razor on that nasty bench. And it's disgusting. I could not believe. I was in shock, like while watching him do it. It took hours later for me to process what I had seen and told Andy, and she's like, what is wrong with people? I was like, I don't know. Like when I watched it happen, I couldn't believe it.
Interesting. That's really gross.
It's disgusting. It's disgusting.
Yeah, gym showers and people, I don't know, man. People are just weird.
Yeah. Anyway, back to...
Yeah.
So...
Sounds fun.
Gus and I own a business, and we're very proud of the products that we put out. We're very proud of our packaging. Very proud of everything. We make sure that if we ship it out, if you get something that's not up to spec, let us know, and we'll fix that problem.
Yeah.
We try to be professional as possible, right? So... I got suckered into a lottery. I didn't get suckered. I knew I was being suckered, but then I guess I did it anyway, so I was suckered. I bought into a lottery.
Okay.
So the lottery is $200. I'm trying to figure out what to do with my vestiaire. The lottery was $200. It's on sale from $250 to $199, right? Which we own a business. Wow. Yeah. And exactly. Which, I mean, it could have been $500 and on sale for $200, and then you're like, tight. But you're guaranteed to get $250 worth of whiskey. And you're also one of 200 chance to win, and I think they said a $3,200 bottle of Pappy. Which Pappy was it? It was Pappy Van Winkle 15-year, 3.2K value.
Okay.
So 1 out of 200 people gets it. And you and I have been around enough giveaways, and the reason that we run ours as fairly as possible is because we know that most of the time when people do giveaways, it's a friend that wins, and they never advertise the winner. No one ever knows.
It also makes me wonder if they're using the secondary value
for sure.
of that bottle for the Pappy.
Yeah.
And they have to be using the secondary value to say you're getting $250 worth of.
Correct.
You're going to get like 4 bottles of Canadian Mist.
I don't know what's in there.
Bottles.
I haven't opened it. We're going to open it right here on the podcast.
Oh, you haven't seen it yet?
No, I haven't seen it.
Oh, now
yet.
I'm more excited.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, dude, I thought you had already opened it.
You know how hard it was for me not to open it? The fact that I had to put it away and not touch it. And I noticed this morning. Well, look at this. See, I know there's not Pappy because this is a big ass box. Look at this. So what this is
this? It's all been prepackaged.
No, they probably put this label on a box, and then they put this label on a box, and then they were like, this box isn't big enough. So they cut, instead of reprinting the label,
they just cut the box.
They just cut the box out and then taped the label on the old box, just taped it to it. Like, I mean, ridiculous, right? So how cheap do you have to be to not just print another label? Look at that. So here's my shipping label. It was just taped to the front of this box. So how cheap do you have to be to not, you know what I mean? To not print another label. Try to look professional. Oh, my screen's still
front over the.
My bad.
Jeez.
Also, if you see here, the UPS store. So this is a professional company, which I'm not gonna say the name, but you can just Google Pappy Lottery box, like $200. You'll find it. Actually, I'll say it. Keg and bottle. So let's open it and see what my $250 worth of whiskey is. And Gus, I would like it if you could just, as we pull bottles out,
sure,
if you could just look it up real quick, see what the MSRP is.
Give it a quick MSRP check.
Yeah, and like I want them to be able to make money, so I'm not super upset.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at these things that you're mentioning, and I'm like, I can see wanting to save money, but
so before I open this,
oh man, suspense is killing me.
Before I open it. The other thing, too, is carrying it in here. I could hear it moving around a lot. So they're not in bottle shippers. I'm interested to see what kind of packaging they used. But if I owned a business and I was shipping out bottles, would I not spend a little bit of money on bottle shippers just to make sure they look nice? Because we're anal about packaging.
Considering you're sending someone bottles as your business model, I would think it would be in bottle shippers or something.
We'll see. They might be. The other thing, too, is if I own this business, because I've given this a lot of thought, if I own this business and I was doing this special thing, what would you ship people? If you were going to ship them stuff, what would you be shipping them?
Well, obviously, the goal here is to make money.
Yeah.
Right. So you can't send everybody. How many bottles do you get? Does it say? It just says a value.
Yep. $250 worth of whiskey. Not bourbon.
I think the way I would do this is I would take that 200. They said one out of 200 gets, and so I would take that as a basis and say one person gets that bottle.
Yeah.
Right. And then I would say the next, so many get a bottle of Buffalo Trace and something else that's desirable, right, to meet that value. And then from there, a larger subset of people are going to get like some Jim Beam White and a couple of other bottles and maybe another decent bottle so that it all equals that 250. So you're not spending. So you pay $200 for it, but the MSRP for what you're getting, especially if they're able to get it wholesale.
I was looking at best possible. I knew I wasn't going to get Pappy because I knew that was a scam right off the bat. Best possible scenario is that I would get, because they do store picks for people. There's a lot of like Patreon groups that do store picks through Keg and Bottle. Best possible scenario, I get a box full of store picks.
That would be worth it,
right? So maybe there's 2 store picks in, maybe there's 3 store picks in here. Would be worth it.
That'd be cool.
So if that's what's in there, I'm not upset. it's a scam. I knew it was a scam, but I bought it knowing it was a scam. But it depends on what's in here that will decide whether or not.
Has anybody done any social media posting showing that they got
There's
a bottle?
one person that two people have to comment. One said, "I'm so excited for this to arrive," and the other one said, "Not worth it. I got a bunch of junk."
It would be fun if companies that did this kind of thing were very transparent about it.
It doesn't say anything.
And had a running tally of
Oh yeah,
these sold, and then with pictures from the people, so you can see. Oh, look, they sold 400. They have 2 winners.
Yeah,
that's the 1 in 200. That would be cool to prove it.
They'll never prove it. They don't have to.
Yeah.
And judging by the UPS store box here, I'm guessing that this is just some dude that has a bunch of liquor in his garage. Who knows? I don't know who it is. Right? It could be somebody that we know, and now they're going to be mad at me. Oh, great. I'm going to put this down here. Trust me, I'm pulling from the box. So right on top here.
I need to see inside this box. I'm sorry.
Right on top here, we have
What is that?
I don't know, man. Well,
Dude, look how they bought.
God,
They
this looks
bottled and
terrible.
wrapped all that stuff. Dude, from what I saw, stuff is wrapped in
I'm going to take a picture of it and then put it in the
plastics, cellophane.
yeah, cellophane. We got bubble wrap. We got these. I guess these were bottle shippers. Yeah, they go this way. No. Yeah, I guess these are bottle shippers, but they just crunched them up and used them as okay. Okay, first bottle right on the top. We have a Pinhook. That's not bad. I'll take that. Pinhook straight bourbon whiskey. This is horse name was Bourbon War. So Pinhook Bourbon War out of the Vertical Series, unfiltered. It's 5-year bourbon is a vintage of.
MSRP I'm seeing anywhere from 50 to 65.
We'll give it 65. Okay,
Just depending on where you're buying it from.
we'll give it the high ends. All right. So there's bottle 1. It's got some wax on it. I'm okay with that. I like Pinhook. I'm
Yeah,
good
it's
with
not bad.
it. Next, we have another carton with nothing attached to it. Then we have a couple of pieces of these tampons, or pads. I don't know. I'm not a girl. We have some wrapping paper. Next bottle, Stellum Rye.
Didn't we just try this
We
recently?
did the bourbon. I didn't like the bourbon. I don't have the rye, so I'm okay with this bottle. Again, I'm not being picky here. So we just got the green label Stellum Rye.
It's green label.
Yep. Very tightly wrapped. Goodness gracious.
Okay.
Oh, man. Whoever wrapped this, there's tape on it. That's the problem. Jeez, it's taking forever.
This is exciting.
Yeah.
Riveting.
Slightly.
Riveting, folks.
I mean, it's slightly exciting. I mean, they may want to know. I might save you $200 here. Or you may be happy with all of these and you're like, hey, that's a good deal. I'm okay so far with what we got.
Not terrible.
So regular green label Stellum Rye.
Yeah, that's one website has it at $42.99. I see another one here with $64.99. $48.99.
Why don't we go high?
60?
We'll go. You want to go 60? Okay.
Well, it seems to be like an average.
All right, 60. Next we have more egg carton. Some bubble wrap.
You're being very pedantic about this, aren't you?
More bubble wrap. More brown paper. All right, next bottle. This is a Woodenville straight bourbon finished in port cask. I also do not have this bottle. Not upset. This is like knife-proof tape. Get it out so you can.
That's the rye, the cask thing. What'd you say it was? I heard cask, and I
don't think it's cat. I think it was port cask.
Oh, port.
Let me see. I couldn't really read it through the plastic. All right. This is bourbon whiskey finished in port casks.
Oh, I have a store pick from Gibby's of that.
So Woodenville, not bad. So that's 3 bottles. Where are we at?
Woodenville bourbon. Hold on. I'm seeing rather large difference in prices here. You see the front of that one?
There you go. So far we're at $125.
Yeah, I'm seeing 45, 55, 50. see 89 here, but that seems a bit high. That's not the same thing.
Do 50?
That's why. Yeah, let's do 50 on that too.
I pay 50 for that. All right, 175. So that means the next bottle needs to be $75 because I paid shipping. And the final bottle is Johnny Walker High Rye blended Scotch whiskey, which not a fan.
You say high rye?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a $30 to $40 bottle.
$30 to $40 bottle. So here we are at about $200 that I paid for.
Yeah, I could see how they can get away with taking the very highest of secondary market and other sellers' price points and
it's almost like this one has a price tag on it they scraped off. They didn't want me to know. It's almost like this guy just went and bought some stuff at a store and was like, all right, I got 200 in it. Or I got what are we at? I got one.
My guess is he didn't pay that close to those online prices we're seeing.
No. I think he just went to a liquor store, bought it, and then marked it up 20% and then did this lottery, and he's probably not making a ton of money. I mean, it's business, right?
Yeah.
I think that this is all the stuff they couldn't sell. And they were like, we just got to get rid of this stuff. How do we get rid of it? And this is how they got rid of it.
Like those fun mystery boxes from apparel places.
Yeah.
$50.
Yep.
No, don't know what you're going to get.
3-year-old shirt that's a small.
You could get a $90 hoodie. You could get, $4.80, $20
Louis
T-shirts.
Vuitton sunglasses.
Right. We're dropping cash in every box as they walk down the conveyor belt.
We should do that. We're dropping cash in every box. And then we just give everybody a $100 bill.
We're dropping money in every box as we walk by and throw quarters and pennies into boxes.
Yeah, we could. Also, local thing. If you book us for a class we have tier levels now. One of our tier levels we include a free smoker kit with the class for each person in the class. It's a new thing for 2022. All right, which one of these are we gonna pop? I'm thirsty.
Oh, definitely.
I think I'm gonna give this away.
Definitely not that. I'm actually interested in that rye.
The Stellum. All right,
Yeah.
Let's throw those on the shelf over there, and then we'll pop open this rye. So it's a Stellum Rye. It is 116.24 proof. It's pretty good. It's pretty.
Is this a one-time purchase or is this a subscription?
This is a one-time purchase.
Gotcha.
I'm definitely not doing that again. And no fault to any of the liquor companies in here. I'm not super upset with this box. If you had said here's $200 plus shipping, this is what you're getting, I would not have bought it. Yeah. But I guess the fun of
the mystery.
Yeah, and if you don't know how giveaways work, then you probably get a little more excited than I would. I'm telling you, nobody's gonna win that thing. It's gonna be isn't that crazy? It was my uncle won, and that's how random.
Super random.
All right, let's get this bottle popped.
It's not random.
Ooh, that's good sounding pop. Pour, sir. Just got to make it the whole episode.
That's okay.
So this episode is powered by Stellum Rye, cast strength blend of straight rye whiskeys. You can get yours at stellumrye.com. I'm just kidding. I don't know where you can get it.
Stellumspirits.com.
Stellumspirits.com. Or you can go to pay $200 plus shipping for.
And maybe you'll get one too.
Yeah, you might get one. I'm sure that you will. You get one of those and some other shit you're not going to drink. Yeah, so I guess I did lose money if it's things I won't drink. And you can't even give that as a gift. If somebody gave me Johnny Walker High Rye as a gift, I'd be like, you're great.
You're a dick.
Thanks for being a cool friend. Let's give this thing a smell.
It's a thought that counts. Some people don't know.
Smells pretty good. I will give it that. It smells cast strength. It's very floral, as you would expect.
For some reason, the notes I'm getting on this, we talk about what does it immediately remind you of?
Yes.
For some reason, it brought me directly back to when we made those two bottles and did our own blending.
Yeah.
That building. I don't know why.
We tasted a lot of ryes and a lot of high rye bourbons that day.
Yeah. And it just immediately the smell brought me
right out of the
back
barrel.
to that. Right out of the barrel.
Yep.
The the rick house kind
Dude,
of storage
absolutely, yep.
area. So just dinginess, like that musty bread top, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly what I'm getting. Yeah, I can see myself standing in there with the thief in my hand.
Like it was yesterday.
Yeah. That was a good time.
That was fun.
That is a good rye, dude.
Dude, that is creamy.
It's very creamy. It's easy on the palate. Lots of bourbon notes in there, surprisingly.
Yeah, actually, you get the heat and the spiciness.
Mm-hmm.
But like I want to say, it starts on the back half of my tongue and my throat. But immediately on the swallow, I get like a creamy vanilla cream.
Yeah, but it's like
I hate using those notes.
like what mint does to your mouth. This does that. It's not minty, really.
Yeah, custard, like a custard.
Yeah,
at
I
the
could do
beginning.
that, like a vanilla custard.
It actually feels creamy on my tongue,
Yeah.
which is not something you get a lot of.
I like that a lot. So I'm happy.
So I'm happy. Yeah, we're moving on.
So we just did a video on early times bottled and bond, and it's probably out by now. If not, it'll be out soon. But we compared the old and the new, did some math, and not really, but we told the whole story. So if you are interested in that and why we will no longer be promoting early times bottled and bond as our secret go-to weapon,
Our sleeper.
you can go watch that video and learn. And it's also, there's a lot of history in there. And then when do we start? 1860 all the way to 2020.
Yeah.
And we did it quickly. It's pretty quick video. And to answer all those people that say, they don't have it in my state. And we go, okay, everywhere we've been, they have it. So it's in 15 states. And so they're all states that we've been to. So that's why they have it in every state that we go to.
Well, there you go.
Yeah. So now you know. And I'm done with that.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have, go ahead.
No, you please do.
I was going to say we have a lot going on this weekend.
God, we have a lot going on.
We have a meeting tomorrow for Seawee.
Yeah, what time is that again? I have a boatload of meetings, so
I'm not going to say, but
you know what I mean.
yeah. I'll handle it if you can't go. And then
I should be able to squeeze it in, I think.
we're doing a podcast Friday. Let me look. Yep, we're doing a podcast Friday with Trekking Outdoors. Probably just going to call in deal.
Cool.
They have a show on the Sportsman Channel, so we're going to talk about last year's hunting.
Nice.
And while we're doing that, our Patreon members, Brian and Scott, will be landing here at, I almost said BWI, at the Charleston International Airport.
They're going to come here and do a podcast also, right?
Yep, they'll be here. I think Brian lands right after 5 and Scott lands right before 5, so I'm just going to have them Uber, and then we'll pay for their Ubers.
Okay.
But once they get here, we'll do a podcast with them as well, and then heading on up to the Hunt Club to start the Whiskey and Whitetails event experience that we haven't named yet. Lots planned.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for it.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah.
The main portion's Saturday evening, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saturday.
Okay.
Got the tent out, threw the blow-up mattress in there, got a heated blanket ready to go.
I actually bought a new tent.
Did you?
I've been eyeballing it for a while.
Yeah.
It just made sense.
What'd you get?
It's made by a company called Gazelle.
Okay.
And it's a 4-person tent, and it pops out like a blind, like the hunting blind does.
Yeah.
With each side has like the X and the top does, except it has a floor in it, and it's got doors and windows like a regular tent would. I saw somebody have one set one up a few months back, and he showed up. He put a ground cloth down, popped that thing up, put in stakes, and his tent was up in like a minute and a half. And I was like, I need one of those.
Yeah.
I was like, talk to me about this. What is this? Because it's not easy to carry. Like, you're not going to pack it into the backcountry. But for camping with scouts and stuff like we do and family camping,
Just pull the truck up.
yeah, you just drop your stuff and pop it up and you're good to go. We're going to be doing more camping with my youngest through Cub Scouts, more what they call family camping, where the whole family goes. So if I can't make it and Jessica takes the kids, that's easy to pop up. And this was the good excuse to go ahead and pull the trigger.
Well, it's cool. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah.
I still have the Oku one that it's pretty easy to put up, but it's the size of a queen bed. It's not very big.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
just sleeping in it.
Mm-hmm. The blow-up mattress barely fits.
Does it?
It's going to be poking out a little bit when you zip it up.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it.
It'll be cool. Yeah, so it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to having those guys here. I'll bring waders and a shotgun. You guys can do some duck hunting in the morning, I believe.
Yep. We're going to go with Matt. I already cleared it with him. We're going to go to his spot.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that'll be fun. I'm sorry I missed it. Well, what time are you guys doing that? Early, right? Before daybreak?
Yeah, before daybreak.
We'll see how the weekend goes. I might be able to get out there and make it out there for a couple hours to shoot some ducks, but then no one's gonna be able to use my wader, so I'll pass. I don't have too much to do that morning, anyways. But this event that I'm planning with Cub Scouts is
fun.
A lot.
Yeah,
it's going to be fun. It's just a lot to put together.
What is it for?
The Space Derby.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
It's just like getting the track and the timer and the software to make sure it all works, plus coordinating food and decorations and people and answering parents' questions, and it's just a lot.
I hate parents' questions. Luckily, I don't deal with that very often.
Yeah. So, anyways, I see Tyler, your neighbor, Tyler, left me some Taco Bell sauce here.
That's probably, lick it. It might be the chip.
No,
I don't think he used sauce.
No, I don't want to touch it. You think it's
actually, you know what?
Drooling from that chip? You guys ate Taco Bell and then did that challenge? No wonder your stomach hurts so bad.
He ate Taco Bell. I did it on an empty stomach. That's why my stomach hurt.
That was not a good idea.
Yeah, I read it up, and you're supposed to. So we did I keep saying Pacquiao on purpose, but it's the Pocky one chip challenge.
Yeah.
And in the video it's already out. It came out 17 minutes ago. But in the video that comes out today, I said Pacquiao and then showed a picture of Manny Pacquiao with a tortilla chip in it. I'm just joking. Which, I like to say things wrong.
It's a joke.
I like to say things wrong.
If you haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah, I do it a lot. But except for Esther. That one, I actually do get Easters. I get screwed up on that one. But the rest of them, I'm doing on purpose. Anyway, yeah, we did the Pocky one chip challenge, which is Carolina Reaper and scorpion pepper. And so it has like a little trifold that comes out. It's in here somewhere.
Explains the whole thing?
It's possibly threw it away. I tried to hang it up here during it didn't work. But it's that's Patreon only. You can go watch it. Tyler's also a Patreon supporter. And that was his idea. So we've said before, if you're a Patreon person, you have ideas and you want to do stuff with us, we're down.
That's what happens.
So that's what we did. And we both ate it and cheersed it. And the full experience is up on Patreon to see. And it didn't get super rowdy, but it was step by step. Exactly what the instructions said is what happened.
Yeah.
Like it's like the fire and then like your ears. I mean, it was bad. I couldn't talk. My mouth was watering so much that every time I tried to talk, I was drooling. So I was like spitting in a cup and then I felt like I was drowning. And so it was like
that sounds
panicky because I was drooling so much. But then after the video was done, we were finished and I went to the bathroom and I came wash my hands because I got some in my eye, which right as the video ended, I laid down is what I did because my stomach started to feel uneasy.
Yeah.
And I guess when I laid down, a chip piece fell in my freaking eye.
Oh, no.
Freaking eye. And so, I had to go to the bathroom and wash it out. But for the next 25 minutes, unbearable pain. I mean, it was bad. And Tyler had eaten, so his wasn't super bad.
Super bad. Man, I'm sorry I missed that.
It was rough. That was the hardest part was the stomach pain. I won't ever do it again because of the stomach pain.
Well, I just opted to not do it at all.
I am going to do it again. Who am I kidding? But next time I'll do Pepto-Bismol or something, coat my stomach.
Have a bean burrito, soak it up.
Some chocolate milk. Yeah, we had chocolate milk.
Oh, you guys did?
It's the first time I've had chocolate milk since I learned.
I haven't watched the whole thing. I watched the little teaser you put out when he says, I think I have a concussion. I'm going to have a concussion. Dude, that cracked me up, dude.
He's funny.
He is funny.
Yeah. Yeah, because the euphoria thing, he's like where your legs are? And you can see my demeanor was from, and then when he's talking, I'm like, yeah, bro. You'll see in the Patreon thing, I was like, I'm high as a kite right now. Just my endorphins were just dumping so hard.
Yeah.
I could feel absolutely nothing.
That's cool.
That was the only fun part about it. But I tell you what, the rest of the day, dude, I felt like I worked out so hard and then I was just drained the rest of the day. Miserable.
Sounds miserable.
Yeah. Then I had some whiskey in me and then started editing.
Yeah.
That was fine.
Well, that's cool. I'm sorry I missed it.
Are you?
not really. It sounds miserable.
Yeah, it was an experience.
There you go.
You know, I'm all about experiences.
Sure.
I'm a yes man. There's not many things I'd say no to.
Well, it's good to know.
You already knew that, though.
I did. So this week we have... Man, I forgot what I was going to say.
Well, why don't we do the plug then?
That's been happening a lot. Yeah, I got an interesting plug. I don't know if you'll like it. You seem to make fun of my other plugs. I try to be funny.
No, I like it. It's I think the audience deserves more thought into a plug than I'm tired, I drink coffee. That's it. That's what I was saying. But I don't want to hinder your creative.
I have a plug for a butt plug this week.
Okay.
It's time for the pod of the week.
Yeah.
Matt, do you watch the news?
I do a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. Do you prefer to read nowadays? Is it easier for you to like read?
Yes.
Chunks
you know
of
where I
information?
work. There's no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm in the same boat. Like I hate watching the news. It's weird when you watch the news and then you go out and about in town. You would think like that the news lives in a completely different world.
It does.
The way they describe everything, it's like it's not.
Yeah.
But it's
the
not
world
that
is
bad.
burning.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I don't know. I went to Chick-fil-A today and it was okay.
It seemed fine.
Yeah.
Like the only thing anybody seemed to be worried about was like their waffle fries were soggy.
Yeah.
You know, like anyways.
More Chick-fil-A sauce. They don't ever give us enough.
Well, now you can buy the big jugs in the store, the squeeze bottles.
We have some.
Oh, we have it. You do. Yeah. So anyways, the plug of this week is something that I stumbled across a couple months ago. And at first I kind of ignored it as I was getting the emails. It's like another email, but I started looking through them. And now every morning I actually start really looking forward to reading this newsletter. And it's by an organization called 1440. And 1440, I believe they chose that because that is the year that the
Printing press
was invented.
That's correct.
And so, yes, the printing press.
Yep.
Yeah.
By John J. Jefferson.
So basically what they do is they take the highest like news points from the day before, things that you're starting your day. Here's some important things. Like here's an economic or financial, high note, foreign policy, and you can go down at the bottom of the newsletter and it has other topics that are maybe a little less, mainstream or popular, but you can dive into those. And so that's how I get my news. It's called 1440. You can just Google 1440 News if you're interested in it. You're just signed up for it, and I get an email every morning with like a consolidated, like, here's what's going on in the world.
Is it politically aligned in either direction?
That's why I like it. It's just straight facts. It's just straight like, here's what happened overseas, and here's what the president did.
Yeah.
And that was his response, not some side piece, injecting and
talking smack about people for no reason.
No, what are the sources that no anonymous sources say this and this, shaping a narrative around a story. It's just the story. It's just
Isn't that crazy? That's legal that they can do an anonymous source, dude. It's like,
and they can just say whatever the fuck they want. Hell, they want. It drives me nuts, man. An anonymous source.
That was me. I'm going to write an article. Did you know that all deer have 17 nipples? An anonymous source told me.
An anonymous source told me, confirmed that he has for the last 2.5 decades been capturing at night and manually counting deer nipples.
Yeah.
And he can confirm.
Yep.
This anonymous source.
Yep. And who are you?
Yeah.
And then you go to Snopes and it's like unconfirmed.
If you question it, then you're
hating on deer nipples.
You're an anti-conservationist and animal abuser and probably racist.
Yeah.
So anyways, that's my plug of the week.
Speciesist.
It's 1440 or find some other alternative.
Yeah.
I find myself like, I used to catch the news in the morning, but to catch the news, I have to kind of watch the news even though you try to ignore it. And I find myself in the morning like sitting down to start my day irritated and annoyed. So I just stopped, and I've just gone back to, I get my weather on the phone on an app and I open that email and get some news. And there's some other website or other email places you can do that kind of thing, or other newsletters you can subscribe to. I just like that one.
Typically what I'll do is I'll just go to Google News and just look at headlines and I'll pick one that I like.
Yeah.
And then I will research that. Instead of I won't even read the article. I'll just find.
I do that a lot too.
Like DuckDuckGo or whatever and just find articles based on that, or I'll look up the science, which is like how we did that deer video. I saw all deer have COVID. I'm like, okay. So then I went open a new window. I didn't even read that article.
Yep, I almost never read the source article I
Nah.
see. I go straight from there and Google and see what everyone else is saying.
Yep.
Especially if it's one of your top 3 or top 5, Fox, CNN,
Yep.
MSNBC, any of those.
Yeah,
It's just like,
mainstream M5M or whatever.
yeah, fuck them all.
It's going to be hard.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Anyway, so that's my plug. It's that 1440, or
a good plug.
find one for yourself if you don't particularly like that one. But I think it's cool.
Yeah. And it also streamlines your day, so you don't have to spend an hour watching the morning news. You can quickly get your news and get it out of the way and get your day going.
Yep. If there's something that's super super important that it impacts me or my daily life or my work, I'm going to hear about it anyways.
Yeah,
Someone's
for sure.
going to email me. I'm going to get a phone call, or it's going to be such a big deal that there's no way I can't hear about it. If I just want some snippets of what's going on in the world, I don't need to listen to politically angled stories for an hour to do that. I can just read an email and be done with it.
Ever since watching Don't Look Up, I've been paying more attention to just astronomy in general. Not necessarily asteroids coming to ruin the Earth, but it's crazy, man. Some of the stuff they're finding. But have you looked at any of the pictures from the Mars rover?
I'm a Sagittarius. Not really into that kind of thing.
Sign, bro.
No, I have not seen any of those. I saw one the other day of they were re-looking some old photos from the moon, and then there's another one, something from another craft from another country just identified water on the moon. I thought I read too.
So the Mars rover just identified water.
Oh, did it?
Probably
Also,
but
okay.
It's not live water, but it's a creek bed, and they can
Nice.
tell by the geologists are like,
Yeah.
this is for sure a creek bed, because there's the way the pebbles are, I guess, aligned. There was definitely running water through there, and they even guesstimate that it was between 4 and 6 feet deep.
Interesting.
But it's fascinating because they found carbon, which means nothing, right? But carbon only comes from living life forms. So there's like space carbon,
Yeah.
and they think that it could have possibly just shown up from space carbon. But they are leaning to the fact that there were microorganisms that lived there at one time.
Organic material of some kind, yeah.
But like the robot, I didn't realize how big it was. It's the size of a car. It's gigantic.
Oh, wow.
It's like 6 feet tall. It's huge. I
weird.
thought it was this tiny little thing rolling around.
Yeah, well, so when you go to the Air and Space Museum up in Dulles, if you ever get to go, if you've never been,
I'm sure
if
I've
you've never been, they have a section in the back with a shuttle, the Discovery, I think.
Oh yeah, hanging from the ceiling.
So the Discovery, I don't know. Hopefully, I didn't just say one of the ones that
I think
had an
Discovery
accident.
got blew up.
Maybe there's, I don't know. It's one. It's one that flew it was a Canadian and an American crew up, and they have in that same area. They have a bunch of the pods and different satellites that have been up to space, and they have some of the Mars rovers, or at least
It is the Discovery that's in DC.
Okay, so they have this section with some of the older. They're either prototypes or models of the rovers that were on Mars, and those were not that big. Some of the first initial ones, but I do remember hearing that the one you're talking about is the one that landed a few years back, and it had these big balloons around it.
So good.
A lot of them used parachutes. And this one used parachutes, but then had these huge airbags around it. I didn't realize it was that big though.
It's huge.
That's
it has
wild.
86 kilograms, whatever that is, of testing equipment. But they landed it on the Gale crater.
Oh yeah,
That's
yeah.
how I remember that. But but it's been roaming around. But I guess it takes a really long time to go anywhere, because it's like that's why because it said it went like 7 feet and 20 or 70 feet in 20 days or something, and I was like, what? So I guess it's like it just barely moves to conserve energy. I guess they're not in a rush. They don't have it zipping all over the place.
Yeah, I guess it wouldn't last very long.
But it has it's nuclear powered. I didn't know that either. I figured it was sun powered. Yeah, it has plutonium in it. And there was big issues. A lot of people didn't want us launching plutonium into space because they don't understand how nuclear reactors work. But That's fine. Yeah,
Read a book.
pretty fascinating.
That is wild.
That long ago we had nuclear powered satellites that were blowing into space. Imagine what we have today.
Well, how long ago did we send that one?
It's been there like 7 years, isn't it?
Has it?
I don't know. Don't let me just look it
Don't
up.
quote you on that one.
Yeah, don't quote me on that one.
So you can find it first. 1, 2, 3, go.
1, 2, 3, go. Mars rover launch date.
I'm not actually looking. I'm just rushing you.
Flight date, July 30th of 2020. Oh, so never mind. Stupid. How did it get there that fast? I thought it took like forever to get there.
I don't know.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. 2003. So launch date was July 7th. No, wait, there's a bunch of them. So I don't even know. That would take too long to figure out. Which rover is the one? I didn't even know there's multiple rovers, but that makes sense as well. I'm really liking this.
Yeah,
Stellum Rye.
there's been several over the years. I mean, I think they started that back in the 90s or something like that.
Oh, we also have a new audio clip. And
Well, see, the thing is when you get a podcast like this
hold on.
in a show,
I got to preface. Then you can go. I got to preface. They're going to know who this is.
Oh, are they?
By his voice. So.
Well, I'm not saying anything like that.
No, I'm just going to say.
No, I'm just saying that
we're not talking ish about this person. We're just talking.
we just love the soundbite.
We love the soundbite. It's or not like the guy. I have no problems with this guy, fellow Army veteran.
Yeah,
no issues. But the soundbite, just him saying these two words together. We've been talking about it for a while, and I finally was like, let's just put it on there.
it's kind of, I don't know. It makes us laugh.
Yeah. So we have a new soundbite that we're going to use once in a while, probably during bourbon discussions.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is when you do this long enough, and you get yourself as involved,
Yeah.
in the community, it's only natural that you end up becoming a
bourbon personalities.
Yeah.
or a pair of them, and
Yeah.
and then you have to just kind of roll with it because the people expect a certain thing from you whenever you're such a solid, well-established pair of,
Bourbon personalities.
and so there's just, it's a big responsibility, but I think we can handle it.
I hope that I'm never you missed it. I hope that I am never considered a,
Bourbon personalities.
yeah.
But the problem is that the people get a vote, as they say,
No, they don't.
as they say inside
I think
Vietnam, the enemy gets a vote.
The people don't get a vote. That is something you bestow upon yourself. I promise.
You think so? I don't
Yeah.
know, man.
Yeah,
I
that is
don't know.
something you tell people that's what you are,
I don't know.
which I am not. I'm just a dude.
You don't think we're a couple of?
Bourbon personalities.
No,
Oh, okay.
I don't. I think we're just a couple dudes pretending to be dressed like another. How does he say it? I'm just a dude dressed like another dude.
I'm just a dude playing another dude.
Yeah, that's all we are. We're just dudes playing other dudes.
What do you mean, you people? That's a great movie. That movie would end careers today.
Yes,
it
it would.
almost ended his career when he did what's his name's podcast and talked about it. Anyways,
We've been rewatching TV shows, and
Yeah.
I've talked about it before. The Major Dad, that show, like if it re-aired,
Yeah.
it would be in the news all the time. And it's not even bad. It's just because he doesn't ever come out of saying as a Republican, but you can tell he's kind of Republican. But he married like this super liberal woman, and so he talks shit about women and liberals all the time.
yeah,
And it's funny. It's back when we were growing up, you were allowed to do that. Like people made fun of me. My neighbor was a socialist, there's
Yeah.
hippies. I mean, it was whatever. You just joke around. You talk about stuff.
Right.
It doesn't really matter. But today, we started watching Cheers.
that's an old one.
Yeah. And I didn't realize that Sam, the guy that is my dad told me this, the guy that's the bartender at Cheers, he married Whoopi Goldberg in real life. I didn't know that. But also that movie is a spinoff of Taxi, that show Taxi.
Yeah.
This is a spinoff of that. And then Doc Frazier
Yeah,
is
yeah.
a
It's a
spinoff
spinoff
of Cheers.
Cheers, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know all those shows were linked together.
I knew Cheers was a spinoff of. I didn't know the other one though.
Oh.
Interesting.
But it's been fun. I've been enjoying watching it.
Have you watched? It's not an old show. It's Tim.
The Toolman Taylor?
Well, what's his name? The actor that.
Man, I said it in the shower this morning because I was thinking about something else that he did. He died though.
Who?
Tim Toolman Taylor.
Wait, didn't?
Yeah, he did. You didn't see that?
When?
Like 2 weeks ago. Found him in his hotel room dead.
No, dude, that's Full House. Dude, that's Bob Saget.
Yeah, Bob Sag. Oh, dude.
Yikes. Yeah, I am talking
Yeah,
about.
I got you. That is definitely a different. Yeah. My
Yeah,
bad.
I'm talking about Tim Allen.
Tim Allen.
Jeez.
Jeez.
Yeah, he has a show called Last Man Standing. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen it, but I'm aware of it.
Yeah, so he's a very conservative character. He's part owner of an outdoor store, hunting, conservation. Very clearly a Republican. He comes out and says it in the show. And the entire premise of the show is that that's why I think it airs on Fox. Go figure.
Is that a Republican shit channel?
I think it's a conservative channel. Is what they say. But it's very very much.
That's
like
why
that.
People hate Fox News, huh?
I guess.
Huh.
So he plays a very conservative father, married to his wife's like a school teacher. He's got 3 daughters.
Yeah.
Or $3. Like they all end up dating and back and forth, really liberal guys. It's funny if you're looking for something else to watch.
Yeah. I think I have like 19 seasons of Cheers to go.
Oh, so you're occupied. Okay.
But maybe in like 6 months.
Maybe next year or sometime. We are almost done with, well, not almost done. We're 3 or 4 episodes into the 4th season of Yellowstone.
Money.
Yeah.
A friend of mine, Jerry, he just finished season 3 and texted me and was like, I just finished season 3 of Yellowstone, like eyes wide open. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, I have an appointment to get a custom cowboy hat made in one of those short roper jackets, and I'm just going to dress like Rip all the time.
I want the jacket with the pop collar.
Yeah.
I want one of those bad.
The short jacket?
Yeah.
The riding jacket.
Is that what it's called?
It's a Wrangler or roper jacket. Yeah.
Wrangler jacket sounds right.
They're short for that purpose, yeah.
So
you can
my
ride.
gut can hang out.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, I saw a guy the other day. We see ourselves on camera. We give ourselves a hard time. I'm not the lean.
That's why I'm wearing a compression vest today.
I'm not the lean guy I was after college, but I saw a guy yesterday working a construction site, and he had a hoodie and a vest, and his gut was so big and was hanging over his. He had Dunlop disease. You heard of Dunlop disease? When your belly is Dunlopped over your pants, or Dicky Doo. He's had Dicky Doo. And
I know that one too.
Your gut sticks out further than your Dicky Doo. Anyways, it was really gross, and I was like, oh, I'm not that fat. So that's good. Anyways, did you have an interesting fact to talk about today?
I did.
You tit?
I did. Hit it.
Random fact of the week.
This random fact of the week is brought to you by the Whiskey and Whitetails podcast.
Well, who else is it coming to you by?
Too. So Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer, and all of the other reindeers, they're all females.
Okay.
You know why?
Do tell.
Because males drop male reindeer drop their antlers in November.
That's right.
And then the females keep them all winter until the calves are born in May.
Right. I knew that. I've heard that before.
Yep. So all of Santa's reindeers are females.
If they're following proper biology and anatomy.
Yeah.
And
but if they're
storytelling,
then that means that Santa's not real.
Well,
you heard it here first.
The Cajun Christmas story, Santa's sleigh is pulled by alligators. And
is that true?
Yeah. They don't have antlers to drop. Yeah. Have you ever read the book, The Cajun Night Before Christmas?
No.
Maybe later this year, you can get me drunk enough.
And you'll read me?
And I will read to the Patreon The Cajun Night Before Christmas in my best Cajun accent.
I'm going to get you a bunch of eggnog and hot toddies. Do you like eggnog? You do, right?
It's okay.
I don't like
it's super sweet, and I just don't.
I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
I'd rather just drink eggs.
It's very thick.
Ugh. Oh, I didn't finish that thought about the chocolate milk earlier.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, do tell.
That was the first time I've drank chocolate milk. I'm going to ruin chocolate milk for everybody.
Oh, here we
It's
go.
the first time I've drank chocolate milk since I learned what's in chocolate milk. Okay, so when cows make milk, usually it's cows, and it comes out, there is a clarity.
I was due for a dairy break for a couple months.
There's a clarity level that they have to reach, and if it's not creamy, delicious white milk, then it can't be used in white milk. It has to be used in chocolate milk. So their standards are a little more laxed. So there's usually like pus and blood in the milk.
There it is.
And then there's some chocolate syrup in there, and that's when you buy chocolate milk. It wasn't clear enough to be regular milk.
Fucking God, Matt.
I will say I've never validated that. A teacher told me, and I believe everything teachers say. So, but it also makes sense.
A teacher told you that?
Yeah.
Oh.
We could
I feel
validate
better
it.
about it.
Yeah. Look it up on your own time.
Hard pass.
Wasn't a fact of the
I'm
week.
just going to continue to
Keep drinking chocolate milk.
when I feel like it. Yeah.
You like chocolate milk?
Don't tell me what to do. I do. It's one of those things. I don't drink it very often because it is straight sugar.
Yeah.
But if I'm in the hankering for like, if I really want a donut or like a morning pastry, chocolate milk, man.
Do you make it yourself or you buy pre-made?
I prefer Borden's chocolate milk.
I like
Specifically.
Nesquik, the powder.
The powder stuff. Yeah.
That's good, man. I haven't had it in a long time.
They
But
still sell that stuff. They still sell the strawberry. The strawberry
I
was
have no
banging.
idea. I have no idea. I don't drink milk anymore.
Well, I don't anymore.
Not for any reason. I just don't. Somebody was like, humans are the only mammals that drink milk. And I'm like, okay,
Yeah,
I'll stop drinking milk.
Humans are also the only mammals to invent planes and microchips and cars.
That's why
and
I don't fly or drive.
That's why we eat them.
I don't fly or drive or drink milk.
Yeah, you're right. That's why we eat other mammals that
Do we?
stop drinking milk at a certain age. And
That's true. We do. What a weird argument. I don't even want to go down that road.
you want to talk about this Boone and Crockett thing? We don't have a
Yeah,
whole lot of
let's
time
do it.
left.
Yeah, we
We'll
get-
close up with our whitetail chit chat, something to leave you chewing on and thinking about. So many of you are probably aware. You're aware of the Boone and Crockett Club. What do you know about it?
They do the scoring
Yeah,
for
so
large
they're-
antlered bucks.
Yeah, so they're one of two. You have Boone and Crockett, and then the Jesus. I looked it up. And I was like, oh,
Good job.
I know that one. I forgot. There's another one that's specific for archery though,
Okay.
and it's slipping my mind. But
It'll come to you.
But you know. Anyways,
Yeah, you yelling at the screen, you know.
the it's fair. The Boone and Crockett Club has been for decades tracking big game hunting data, right? And they started in 1950 really tracking recovery and management information about big game species. So this is primarily in North America and based on the North American model of conservation.
Pope and Young
Pope and
scoring?
Young. There you go. Gosh dang.
There you go.
So in the 1950s, they started tracking information specifically for North American big game and focusing more on that in terms of species recovery and management, right? So over the years, they've made, if you want to enter a big game species into their record books, they have evolved how they measure and what the criteria is, right? Like obviously, their big thing is it has to be taken, it has to be fair chase, right? So no high fences, none of, you can't be using a helicopter to, a lot of places that's illegal anyways, too,
Yeah.
if you get put in by helicopter to hunt the same day, but they make that noted in their notes, that if you live on a big Texas ranch and you use a helicopter to spot something and then you get put off and you drive, it's not fair
Doesn't count,
chase.
yeah.
Doesn't count. Well, they made a new ruling. I think it was yesterday. I saw the article for the first time yesterday where Boone and Crockett has taken an official stance on cellular trail cameras. And the short version is that they don't believe it's fair chase. The fact that you get real-time data on animal location, they don't feel like it's fair. And so they have taken a stance in that from what I understand, any evidence shown or found where cell phone cameras, cellular trail cameras were used in the take of an animal submitted to them for consideration in their record books will not be permitted. So this comes a couple weeks after another state slipping my mind again.
It was something out west.
There's been like 3 in the past year and
Yeah.
a half, and there was another one that recently went ahead and said
Yeah.
No
not doing it.
no more with cellular trail cam.
I think it's kind of, I like the Boone and Crockett. I like the scoring method of it that you can't, I mean, I didn't know that about the helicopter thing, but that's fair. It
Yeah.
has to be fair chase. Otherwise, what's the point?
Well, they have to have a construct, like
Yeah.
otherwise people would just be bringing in shit to hit with their truck,
Yeah, that's true.
And so, in order to be considered, have your kill in a record book forever, right, associated with your name and your method of take for the hunt and everything, you have to fit these guidelines. And they said in the article they've changed those guidelines and requirements over the years to fit with the advancement of optics, the advancement of ballistics and arrows
Yeah.
and trail cameras, and they've changed things as they had to make sure that their rules and their requirements keep it as fair, for the animal as well, because they've had to make changes based on certain
well, that makes sense then.
rifle scopes that have automatic rangefinders. You can't use that.
Yeah, but how are you going to prove that you didn't? You got to film the whole thing.
I don't know. I don't. That's another thing. Is like how do they maintain the efficacy of these rules and keeping it, straight? I don't know.
It makes sense why they took the stance of the trail cameras though, because in order to keep it fair for everyone, now these 3 states can't use trail cameras, so now nobody can.
Yep.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah.
You think that it'll expand? I bet you it ends up going everywhere.
I think it's going to be one of those things that are very, very muddy, like you said, right? Because it's hard to prove things.
Yeah.
I think they're great assets for managing a property. Like if you have, like Rocco has a ton of property, he has cellular cameras, so he can see what's going on, right?
Yeah.
Because he can't just hop out his back door and go fill feeders or go check stuff.
Yeah.
So it's interesting and it's good, useful for a property like that or a situation like that. But
using it as a method of take should probably
putting it up in mountains where you've hiked 3 hours into an area and you've put out 5 cameras along along a ridge, and then right now that there's elk, and so you just hop in the truck and head out there. That takes away from guys who are going out and backpacking 4 miles in. They're bivvy camping out of their backpack and getting up and hiking in further the next day, and they're chasing elk like you're supposed to, like you learn to, where this guy drives in because he's got him on camera. He drives in the morning and has got him, quarters hung up by 5 p.m, bringing him home. It's like, that wasn't very fair.
Yeah.
Granted, he did the work to go in and place it. And I can see the arguments coming from both sides, but I think in terms of what's fair to the animal and making it as even,
Well, I like the thought about the guy taking 9 days vacation and going out there and like, you're getting ready to lay waste. Tomorrow morning is the day. You've tracked him to a spot, and you're going to get up and go in there, and you get up, and there's some dude pulls up in a truck, lays down the bed, it blasts something you've been chasing for 5 days.
Yeah.
So just because he saw it on trail camera.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, from the beginning, I didn't care about the trail camera. I don't really use them anyway.
Yeah.
But I was trying to be fair on both sides. But that makes a lot. If people are being
but what I think cellular trail cameras that are overused or abused are doing, they're taking away from the woodsmanship side of being a hunter, right? Understanding how to navigate and track and, paying attention to seasons and times of the year and what the animals are doing, learning their behavior, their tendencies, and adopting methods and tactics for going after that animal based on the things you learn and trial and error, right? And those are the things that then when you start bringing kids out, you're teaching them. And woodsmanship and how to take care of yourself and navigate the woods can be hugely beneficial at other points in life or in emergencies and things like that. And so being comfortable doing those kind of things, as opposed to, I've got pictures of them here. Here's the GPS with the trail to get, straight there downwind or upwind of them, whatever. We'll just go in the morning and take care of it, and we'll be home for supper. It's like, that just seems a bit much, but.
Yeah, it's kind of half the reasons that we learn these skills is so that we have them in the event that we need them.
Right.
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
But that's, that was that. Boone and Crockett taking a stance.
Get it. I don't think I have a problem with it.
Yeah, no, I don't have a problem with it either. I just think it's interesting.
I'm also not interested in having my name in a record book for anything.
You wouldn't be interested if you killed, like...
No, I don't care.
If you found a whitetail that was the size of one of those Irish elk.
I mean, I would show pictures of it, but I'm not going to waste my time.
It's a lot of work. You got to get official stuff measured and taken.
Take it there, and they do plaster. Well, that's one thing is a lot of something else I learned. A lot of those hunting and outdoor stores that have, these big animals in there, they have like the world record from 1995. Yeah. So you could make money on the plaster of the animal that you killed.
Yeah. You'll have to, there's a whole industry in that in terms of like you get big stuff. People will want to come buy it from you, and you can negotiate. Like, how about you can pay per mold? Or like,
well, that makes sense because I was listening to another podcast and they were talking about how extremely wealthy and successful people hit the gym real hard.
Yeah.
And like the reason why is because they figured it out. Like, I figured it out. I want to live forever now because I figured it out and I'm rich and all this stuff. So, but I think there's also a side of it to where money doesn't mean anything. They just want to have the conversation piece.
Right.
And so I could totally see somebody coming up and being like, I don't care. Name a price. I want the original.
Yeah.
Just to hang it in my lovely room of death.
So you can So you can tell your friends that you didn't kill it, but you stroked a check
Yeah.
for $1 million just so you could hang it on your
I
wall.
killed this one in Hawaii, killed this one in Giraffistan, and then this one right here, this is the 2005 world record.
Bought it from,
On to the next one.
bought it from
No,
the-
you don't tell them that. You just go to the next. This is a lizard that I killed on my back porch. All right.
My, what a lovely room of death.
I love that movie.
It's a good movie. All right. Are we done?
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us. Until next time.
Yep. Bye.